Dustin, let's close things out here with the American Gaming Association coming out and talking back to one of the states out there.
Yeah, this is another one. This is one we've been talking about a lot, is this coming wave, this wave of restrictions on advertising. And again, this one I know for sure. If you go back in the podcast and listen to the three of us, we have been saying for months and perhaps years, regulate yourself before this stuff comes down on you. And here we have, indeed, Maine, yes, small state, but they are looking to prevent some sort of some advertising, marketing of promotional bets, using celebrity spokespersons, just other things to kind of throttle how this can be marketed. AGA comes out, says this is not great. This is how you let the offshore sports books win, because you're throttling how you can promote this. Now, yes, there's certainly some of what we've seen, like in Ohio, around responsible gambling and bonusing and things like that. That's probably all good, but Maine has taken it a step further, arguably, where they're really kind of handicapping what you can do in terms of in Maine, and to if and when they launch sports betting props this year. So it's good to see the AGA, which is only a small part of its membership, really cares about sports betting, but they are taking a stance and actively fighting against restrictions like this. We're also we'll see where that goes, but this is the kind of the natural endpoint of this, is that there's not been a great self-regulatory aspect to this, and that the prevailing winds have taken us to this point where regulators say either they're bored or they think they need to step in, and they're doing something about it. And sometimes that stepping in and doing something about it is not going to be ideal for the industry.
Adam, we're looking at New York as well. We've talked about a little bit about New York here over the last couple of pods as well, but they might be looking into something like this too.
I think the one area where everyone is going to be able to agree is that marketing to underage / marketing to college is something that needs to have a serious change in the way that it's done. We saw Barstool get fined in Ohio for this. We know that they're not alone in terms of these questions because of the college partnerships that have been out there. And look, we've been talking about these for years, starting with PointsBet in Colorado, where we said, really, is this the wisest way to go about this, to have partnerships with universities and sports books? It just seems potentially fraught with problems. And so we've seen some potential regulations popping up in New York. I think Dustin summed up well the situation that we have in Maine. And ultimately, this is going to be one of the stories for 2023. It might be the story for 2023, is what sort of regulatory pushback there is on advertising for sports books. And I think, some of it's going to take its roots back to the New York Times series that ran a few months ago, but I don't know that that's necessarily the only reason. I think that we're probably coming to just an important reckoning point here, where we ask ourselves, what is it that we want the shape of this market to look like? And not to be more alarmist than I usually am, but I think you have the opportunity right here and now to look at the UK, to look at Europe and see what's going on, and to learn some lessons right now, right? To not have to get to the point where this gets really harsh before you start to take some incremental steps that will make people happy, and that are probably, frankly, the right steps for the industry in the first place, in terms of making sure the product is targeted only at the people who it is intended to be targeted at.
Yeah. Again, everything we talk about here, head over to legalsportsreport.com. Be sure and head down below the fold. If you've only heard the audio version, you can see what these two guys look like. You can follow them on the Twitter machine too, at Dustin Gouker, Adam Candee, 2 E's, no Y. For Adam, for Dustin, I'm Matt. Talk to you guys next week.